How to relate to ESFP personality type. Extroverted Sensing Feeling Perceiving Personality Type is one of the 60 Myers Briggs personality types. The people who have this personality type are often energetic, fun-loving, and sociable. They have an eye out for everything life has to offer them and are opposed to routines and standards. They are the light of the party, and most of them become performers and entertainers. Hence, this personality is famous among their peers. They are not interested in the tough life and rather spend their time sensitive to the people around them while having tons of fun. They refuse to live in the past and conclude that new days bring new beginnings. This mindset makes them bold, adventurous, and unstoppable. Even as they are into the hearty stuff and never anything serious, this personality is observant. Their sensing quality means they can pick up whatever your body language, words, and tone are saying. They will be able to understand you despite not hearing much from you. So, while you deal with them, you have to ensure that you communicate the right things in words and nonverbal communication. The compassion they have will make them respond to you from a place of sensitivity and understanding. Or they can be hurt that you abandon them. Their observations will also mean that they will judge your clothes sometimes. This is not from a place of malice, but an observation of their environment. They are also not the best people to use abstract and theory on. Their preference is to learn from the current situation. That is why they may not be the best at school. Traditional classes that require them to think in unrealistic methods and theories are not the best for them. That is why they excel at art classes, where the information and material relate to everyday life, be it language, literature, law, religious studies, or music. They learn better by doing the thing and living through it daily. So it makes sense to address ESFPs with realism and make your interactions as unambiguous as possible. ESFPs are also people with values. When you are close to ESFPs, you will be met with tactfulness, care, and sympathy. They do not use their flamboyant personality to belittle your concerns and emotions. You matter, and they will make your issues valid. Although the ESFPs are flexible, casual, and easygoing, you can bet that they will not reduce your feelings. Yet, sometimes, when they are in the moment, they may forget that they have values. They tend to try new experiences at the expense of their principles. While this can be worrying, you can be assured that you will not face the same fate as their principles. In exchange, you are required to care about their feelings constantly. You do not have to lie to them, but your communication must show concern for their feelings. They tend to need validation for their spontaneity and not for it to be criticized. They expect you to respect their values and ask questions if you do not understand rather than give opinions in ignorance. You are also not likely their best friend, but they want you to be there whenever they need you. This is because they find time to be there for you too. If you have relations with ESFPs, you do not get to make choices that tie them down. They will always like to keep their options open for the better. It might even be so in relationships, although there are exceptions. ESFPs refuse to make decisions that tie them down. If you need an informal setting, you might get disappointed. They will be disorganized, unplanned, and probably late for appointments. Although the average person could be in trouble for all these shortcomings, their lightheartedness and charm keep them on people's good sides. They are capable of performing and delivering as promised once they step their minds to it. The best way to relate to an ESFP is to give them the heads up when you make decisions on both your behalf. You should also not be upset that they refuse to go with your choices. Understand that they perceive things for the long run and make choices based on their instincts. While that will not hurt your feelings, they can also not get involved in permanent things that are not fulfilling, including jobs. The question that exposes their weakness the most is, what if the worst thing happens? This comes from their intuition, which is often underdeveloped or outright childish. When they go under pressure, they cannot make solid judgments. They easily think up the worst-case scenarios and worry too much. This is where they need their friends to lighten the mood and reassure them. As they refuse to belittle your emotions, they anticipate that you also do not. When it comes to work, the ESFPs have career environments that serve their personality type. Due to their decisions to hold on to fulfilling jobs, they might be in the right fields naturally. Yet somehow, the work environment and organizational culture could determine if they would do a good job or not. Their job satisfaction would come from these cultures. If you do not want to be stressed and want to work in a field that brings you dynamic challenges, flexibility, and professional growth and development, the appropriate work culture for ESFPs are service-oriented. As we keep discussing, ESFPs are sensitive and resourceful to people around them. They would sometimes like to take it up in the future as a career. The natural gift of service to others draws them to be psychiatrists, social workers, child support services, and foster caregivers. While they can have exemplary lives and service to the clients, sometimes they can extend it to their peers and colleagues. While working in these organizations, they ensure that their infectious attitude has an impact on everyone. So colleagues and clients like them. As a colleague, you have to be open to them having a better reputation than you, although you might be better at the job. Their charm and spontaneity can earn them praise, and it should not make you jealous. You can learn from their social skills and become like them instead. Energy. If there are no projects and ESFPs are only required to sit and work behind a desk, they will quit quickly. They prefer a high-energy organization where things are happening every day. If they have a job that keeps them on the road and makes them interact with people and other subjects, they will excel. Once you ask an ESFP to work from home and not interact, that could be a letdown. It would help if you encouraged whoever shares responsibilities to give the ESFP something more extrovert-oriented. You can also assign them different tasks so that they do not start getting bored with the routines. Collaborative and cooperative environment. As natural charismatic leaders, the ESFPs like collaborations and cooperation. The objectives that the organization set for them become easier when they dialogue and discuss them with others. The interactions during work produce better results for them. That is why they are always looking for project-based jobs to thrive in. That is why they enjoy being film producers, news reporters, tour guides, and many similar creative and interactive jobs. We will go a little deeper and explore specific relationships that people have with ESFPs. We will look at 5 of these relationships and how best to interact with ESFPs when you fall in the category. Strangers. When you meet ESFPs, you might not immediately know, but their traits are pretty obvious in a few moments, even when they are not directly engaging you. When you find out that someone is of this personality, you can approach them, and they will be nice to you. They will instantly take an interest in you and whatever you do. They can take compliments and like questions, but don't extend it and start probing too much into their lives because their perceiving traits will jump in and scare them away. Friendships. You have to be willing to take on new experiences for the sake of your friendships. Your ESFP friends are not interested in keeping a tradition or routine for your friendship. They tend to grow tired easily and want to explore new things. You will be meeting new people, exploring new places, and trying out new activities. This is essential for ESFPs because they need to have someone who will have all the fun with them. This keeps them in the loop of excitement, and they get to do things that you also like. Parenting. When you have children who are ESFP, you will be exhausted quickly. While they are fun and enthusiastic, they can be too energetic for the parents sometimes. When they begin to exhaust you, find them outlets that can also exhaust their boundless energy. They will like sports, theater, and hobbies that are fun for them. When kids with ESFPs are upset, it may be time for them to be given space. They tend to love being around people, but they also withdraw if they feel negatively towards you. Give them the space to process their feelings, and they will come back when they are ready to engage again. Relationships. ESFPs are not the type to play games in relationships. When they are romantically involved with you, they are honest and forthright. Their warmth and enthusiasm shine through the relationship. They will put you above everything and like to show you off. Their enthusiasm should not blind you towards their sensitivity. They like you to be honest with them, too, and do not hide anything. Remember that they are experts at reading body language, too. You can use words, but you should avoid being harsh and confrontational. They dislike that very much. What other ways do you think you can relate to ESFPs? If you are ESFP, please share some of your pet peeves in the comments below.